Hello, beautiful souls. I am Larissa Nicole. Welcome to I Said What I Said, episode 5. Let's get into it.
I said what I said, no shame, no regret. All this fire you can't forget. Own it loud, say it proud. I said what I said, no backing down. I said what I said.
Someone needs to hear this tonight. You were never meant to stay there. Not in the job that drains you, not in the relationship that shrinks you, not in the version of yourself that learned how to survive but forgot how to live. You weren't created to just get by. You were created to expand, to breathe, to dream out loud, to rest without guilt, to love without begging, to build without apologizing. And sometimes the only reason you stay somewhere too long is because it once kept you comfortable. And comfort, it's not the same as alignment, and it won't lead to your calling. There was a season in my own life where everything looked pretty fine on paper. Honestly, I was functioning, showing up, doing what I was supposed to do, but on the inside, I felt like I was suffocating quietly. And sometimes it's not that there's even really anything wrong. Like, you can look at the picture and the picture itself can look good. The picture itself can look great. The opportunity, the job, it can all be well. And that's what makes it hard to leave, easy to stay. But that's like building a house on a bridge. And in that place, nothing truly feels honest. I knew that I had outgrown a version of my life that I just kept trying to justify. And one day I realized that just because something once served me doesn't mean that it'll serve me in my present. This is where titles come in. I really want to address titles, releasing the titles, and I feel like it really fits in right here because sometimes what keeps us stuck isn't the situation, it's the identity that we've wrapped around it. The perfect couple, the smart one, the beautiful sister, the one who made it out, right? Like, and quietly, those titles, they turn into handcuffs because now you start feeling guilty for wanting more rest, more joy, more space, more ease, more peace, more flow. But hear me closely. God never called you to be strong at the expense of being alive. This is why the new year, it just hits different. Not because of resolutions, but because I believe it's around this time of year, like our spirit just knows we're moving into something new. We're transitioning into something different. You feel it. You feel uh even around this time, it should challenge your restlessness. It should challenge your boredom. It should challenge you to want to start something fresh and new again. And there should be a tension, honestly, between you and you. Who you've been versus who you are. And I can relate. I feel like I'm in that space, even in this threshold myself. As we get ready to transition into a new year, there is discomfort, but discomfort doesn't mean failure. The presence of discomfort, when we shift our perspective and we start to look at what uncomfortable situations do for us, they strengthen us, they make us stronger. That's really graduation energy, right? Some of us aren't stuck, just scared to admit that you really are ready for something more, ready for something different. I've been there. I find myself there more often than I like to admit. It means the place that once held me, a place that I once strived for, now I'm discontent with, right? Now There's a new standard. There's something else. Some of you aren't stuck. You're just scared to admit that you're ready, scared to disappoint people, scared to change your mind, scared to choose differently than you did last year. But let me just free you. You are allowed to evolve without permission. You are allowed to evolve without permission. You are allowed to evolve without permission. You are allowed to want a softer love, a slower morning, lighter friendships, deeper purpose. You were never meant to stay where you learned how to survive. You, beautiful soul, were meant to thrive. When you decide to move forward, you don't need to explain yourself to everybody because alignment, it doesn't come with an announcement. It just comes with decisions. It's taking the next step. Decisions are the feet that move you forward in life. Truly, when I think about every time I've had an awakening moment or a split rock moment in my life, and for me, honestly, it came at like this 36-year threshold. It was like transitioning from year 35 to year 36 was not going to let me be the same person. Like, it was just like, no. And I didn't even see it coming, honestly. Like, maybe I did, but I think that's why it's so important to like track progress. So now in this space, I've gone back and looked at my life earlier this year and began to just track the growth and the progress and the evolution. But it started with a decision. It started with me deciding that, okay, a life that appears to be good on the outside still isn't fulfilling me in some ways. How can I look deeper? What can I do different? And it's in those decisions that move you forward in life. Quiet ones, private ones. These weren't announcements. These were the quiet times that I was having with myself, intentional times, right? You don't have to broadcast your next move, just honor it. I really just want us to take a moment, a mirror moment, and just reflect. What is one role, one label, one expectation that you're ready to gently lay down before entering into the new year? Because you, queen, you don't have to burn everything down. You can set things down gracefully. And I'm learning that that's actually the space that we want. That's the self-love. That's a place of self-love. When we don't have to burn a house down to get out of it, and we can really just gracefully bow out, gracefully walk away, right? That means there was enough strategic awareness, thought, obedience, prayer, intention that went behind you gracefully saying, you know what? No, I know what aligns with me. I know that there is something more, even if this is the way you perceive what's best, right? The way you perceive what's good, right? You don't have to burn it down. You can set it down with grace. Release, it doesn't always roar. Sometimes it just exhales. You're allowed to evolve without explaining the old version. As a matter of fact, if you spend too much time in the past, like you're going to find yourself attracting that and repeating that, right? I wouldn't even advise uh, spending too much time in the past. You're allowed to evolve without explaining the old version of you. Who you were to survive doesn't get to decide who you are. You're not quitting, you're choosing differently. Growth isn't loud, it's honest. As a matter of fact, it's happening every single day in the small steps and the small intentional decisions that you make to move forward. When you don't owe the world your exhaustion, especially not for the sake of a title. Make room. This new year needs space to meet the real version of you. You're not behind. You're not broken. You're not confused. You're just transitioning. And in that space, it always feels like chaos right before clarity locks in. So don't rush it. Don't fight it. Don't even shame it. Like, honor it. Create a space to honor it. We were just having a conversation about like this week and creating space to honor where we are this week. And honestly, if I'm just being honest and transparent, I've been like teary eyed all week, crying at the drop of a hat, right? All week. And I just had to honor this space that I'm in right now, right? Like, Larissa, like you can feel that makes you human, right? And if you need to take a moment to like purge and release, that is okay. Like, honor it. Here's today's truth. You didn't lose your old life, you outgrew it. And growth, it always feels uncomfortable in the cocoon until you stretch your wings out and fly in freedom. I am Larissa Nicole. I help women rediscover peace within themselves and the world around them. And I do that through mindful travel, holistic health and wellness, and spiritual alignment. And like I say after every episode, protect your peace, choose yourself on purpose, and don't you dare stay where your soul has already left. This is I Said What I Said. Love you, and I'll talk to you next week.
Say it proud.